We're going to graph linear equations now in the slope-intercept form. So our first example is already in slope-intercept form. So the first thing we do is, this is our slope, this is our y-intercept. So we're going to go to our y-intercept at a positive 1. And then we're going to use our slope, which is 1/4. And remember, again, slope is rise over run. So we have a rise of 1 and a run of 4. So we're going to go up 1, and our run of 4 will take us here. So we now have 2 points that we can create the line that represents that equation. In this other problem, notice that we are not in slope-intercept form. So in order to create slope-intercept form, we need to solve for y. So the first thing we need to do is get rid of our 5x from this side. So we're going to subtract 5x to both sides, which leaves us with a negative 2y. Notice the minus sign is still there. Negative 2y equals negative 4 minus 5x, and then we're going to divide by negative 2. And what we're going to do is each of these will be divided by negative 2. We can draw it all the way across and show just once, or we can do it separately. This will give us our y. Now if we want to write it in slope-intercept form, this is actually our slope here. And notice we have a negative 5 over negative 2, which makes it a positive 5/2 x, and here a negative 4 over 2 is a positive over negative 2 is a positive 2. And so now we've created our slope intercept form. We're going to go to our y-intercept at 2, and our slope rise over run is 5, and our run is 2. So if there's our rise of 5 and our run is a positive 2, we've created our 2 points that we need to draw the line. And it really is as simple as that. The other thing that we want to talk about when we're dealing with slope-intercept form is we want to think about what are the slopes of a line that's parallel and what is the slope of a line that's perpendicular. Again, notice we are not in slope-intercept form, so the first thing we're going to do is put it in that. So we're going to subtract 4x to both sides. We're left with a negative 5y equals 30 minus 4x. We're going to divide by negative 5. So we end up with y equals, and again, to put it in slope-intercept form, we have a negative 4 over a negative 5, which makes it positive 4/5 for our slope. And 30 divided by negative 5 would be a minus 6. So we're going to do what we just did earlier. We're going to graph this line. So we have a slope, or y-intercept is at negative 6. Our slope is 4/5, so we have a rise of 4 and a run of 5. Now, the rule for slopes of a parallel line, it is going to have the same slope, and so it's not on the same, so it isn't the same line, the y-intercept will be different. So we can just choose any y-intercept that we would like other than -6. So let's do -2 for our y-intercept. So our equation would be y equals 4/5 x minus 2. Our y-intercept is at 2, -2, right there. Again, our slope still remains the same, 4/5. So rise of 4, run of 5. And as you can see, these two lines are parallel. Then, for perpendicular, our slope will be opposite and also a reciprocal. So the opposite, so we have a positive 4/5, so the opposite of that is now we are going to have a negative slope, and the reciprocal of 4/5 is now 5/4. So we have 5/4 x, and again, now we can choose our y-intercept. For in this case, let's go to the positive side, let's go +2. We're going to do the same things. We'll go to our y-intercept of 2. Now our slope is -5/4. We can think of that as a rise of -5, which would be down 5, and a run of a +4 would be to the right 4. Or we can also think of it as a +5 over a -4. Both of these are exactly the same. We'll end up in the same place. Many people like to think of their rise as a positive result. And then our run, in this case, would be to the left 4. So if we did that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for our rise, and our run would be -4, so left. There are 2 points. Line them up. And since both of those lines are parallel, this one line is going to be perpendicular to those.